Alright guys, we did it. As of this video, I beat the game. So, yeah, welcome back to Requiem of Innocence finale. And, gotta say guys, it's as to be expected. And, don't let my somber tone fool you guys. I really did enjoy it. It's just that, so much tragedy though. If anything though, fantastic storytelling. Like, as usual guys, just like the main story, we got to see the prequel of sorts as to how Morgana ended up the way she did, and it was well told. It's just sad. That's the only thing. But anyways guys, we're going to continue on from there, and I'll let you guys see how it all ends. So I want to thank you all though for all the love and support you continue to show this series, and as well as joining me on this adventure. I think after this I'm going to continue on to Reincarnation, but there are like 2 other options prior to beating Requiem for Innocence that I might try out. I don't know yet, so we'll see. So if anything else guys, let's get to it. Alright guys, and we are back. So be sure to thank her when you see her. And remember, never again. Hand over your key. Now get out of my sight. Yes, sir. I'm very sorry for everything, sir. Was it all bull, Maria? I'm beginning to wonder myself. Not even a word before coming at me with a knife. Not even a sliver of faith in me. I've been at this long enough, and I still haven't learned my lesson. Naive enough to think that maybe she would be different. That she would understand. No matter what anyone else said about me. Believe me when I said I really was trying to help. That I gave everything else up in the hopes of improving their lives. God, I'm such a fool. How many times do I need to be reminded that no one's on my side anymore? She was right about me. I am just a useless sack of human flesh. I should head up to the tower. What's that? A necklace? Maria must have dropped it in the struggle. So what'd you get her? As your big sister, I'd be happy to check the present out before you give it to her. Make sure you don't make too big of an ass out of yourself. Today's the day, right? You give her the present, then you finally tell her how you feel? When she comes back, give her the necklace and tell her how you feel. And if she turns you down, we can all have a good laugh about it. I was positive it had been taken or broken in the raid. But you've been holding on to it. You kept it for all these years. I would have figured you'd have thrown it away by now. Necklace in hand, I made my way toward the observation tower. A thought bubbling up in the depths of my mind. It was a wretched, unsightly thing, which only swelled as I drew nearer. Never would I have conceived of such a monstrous notion, of exploiting my old identity, had this trinket not fallen back into my hands. I knew Morgana wasn't of sound mind, that the world she saw was a twisted falsehood, and though I couldn't see what delusions her mind was producing, it was evident that the man I was now and the boy she once knew were 2 distinct entities in it. So maybe, if the old Jacopo were still good in her mind, if she still remembered him fondly, then perhaps I could assume that role, much like I assumed the role of the Lord. The thought sent a chill down my spine. By putting on that mask, I would be disregarding every horrible thing I had done to her. Every time I'd come up here these past months to draw her blood, in that moment, there was no one in this whole wide world who had fallen so close to hell as I. And in that moment, I could no longer deny the madness that had taken root in my heart, the madness that had given rise to such a fancy. Morgana, Do you know who I am? The Lord. What do you want with me? Are you here for? I don't have any. There's no blood left for you to take. That's right. I'm the Lord. I'm the man who brought you a lifetime of pain. The man who locked you up in this tower. And the man who struck fear into your young heart 7 years ago. Yes, you did. I'll never forget. Now tell me, Morgana, do you know what this is? On your birthday 4 years ago, a young man was going to give you this necklace as a present. Do you remember that young man? Or have you forgotten? Forgotten what a pleasant time that was? I can't say I'm surprised. You were always saying how much you hated staying at the brothel. Those 3 years were no more pleasant than any other time of your life. I remember. I remember him. And I remember those days. And do you remember him fondly? Yes. Well, that's great to hear. You can rest at ease, Morgana, because he's gonna be here soon, and he'll... That was the only time. What? That was the only time in my life when I was actually happy. Except for those years. My life's been nothing but pain and misery. But those days, they were warm. Everyone was so kind to me. They showed me love. It was all I had. The only happiness I ever had. No time in my life was better than that. But it was taken from me. I wish it had all just ended there. Ah. Her words were like I plunged through thin ice. I could put on the best forged mask in all the world, but I would never again be the man in her memories. I could act exactly like him, but I would never be him. My hands were permanently stained with blood. The sharp smell of death hung around me like a cloud. I was a heartless killer, and anyone could see that. Never would I be able to smile like him, and never would I be able to share his dreams. The fact that I had even had the idea to pretend to be my old self was proof in and of itself that I was too far gone. I reached the point where the real me was the imposter. He's dead, and so is everyone else. Why do you have that necklace, Lord? Did you kill him? Was that your doing too? So the best thing I could do was let Morgana have her pleasant memories unmolested. I'd ruined enough for her already. She said those 3 years were the happiest time of her life. I couldn't tell her the truth now. And there were no possible lies or justifications that would ever allow me to stand by her side again. You did, didn't you? I did. I killed the young man. I killed all of them. I killed, and I killed, until there wasn't a soul remaining. I knew it. You're the cruelest man in the whole world. The most evil, irredeemable man to ever set foot on God's earth. That I am. I despise you more than anything. I hate you. I love you. I want nothing more than to put a curse on you. I buried my feelings for you so they wouldn't get in the way of my being the Lord. I want to see you dead, but those feelings never entirely went away. I tried to weigh what was more important to me, but I misread the scales. I hate you with all of my being. I lost any right I had to say this years ago, but I want you to know, I truly do love you. I revile you, detest you, loathed you. I loved you. There's not enough hate in all creation for you. Tell me, what do you see when you look at me? What do you hear when I speak to you? I hate you. 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 You can't see the tears on my cheeks, can you? Your mind, your spirit are shattered beyond repair, aren't they? You're not actually understanding anything I say, are you? You're not going to be able to remember any of this, are you? I hate you. 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 I hadn't realized it had gotten so bad. My eyes have been shut for far too long to what was happening to you, to my own feelings, to everything. For so long, I've avoided facing the truth. Not only did I fail to protect anything, I destroyed the one thing I cared about most with my own two hands. That's all I've ever managed to do. I wonder, what was the point of no return exactly? This isn't the world I wanted to show you at all. I, of all people, should have done everything in my power to ensure those good days never ended. But any apology I make would just ring hollow. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Hate you. Hate, 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 hate. Ugh. It seems my being here isn't doing your mental state any favors, so I'll leave your food here and get out. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I would like to tell you this though, even if I'm fairly certain you don't understand what I'm saying. Tomorrow's the first day of the Harvest Festival, and when it comes, I'm gonna finally do something I've been considering for a long time. I'm gonna set you free. I'm gonna put an end to all this. I hate you. That ship sailed long ago, I know. You're in no condition to go out into the world anymore. So I'm not just gonna release you and forget about you. My father, to his side, an angel, send me back to heaven. That's the plan, yes. We'll go out and find some place to die together. For as long as I've had the throne, a part of me has wanted to say, I'm done, I have no need of this anymore. But every time the thought rose to my mind, it was pushed back down by a refrain of, so you let all that work go to waste, everything you sacrificed to get here. Back and forth the voices would go, day in and day out. In reality, it wasn't pride or a desire to hold on to my power that stopped me from doing this sooner. But the fear that everything I had worked so hard for would be for naught. But now that I saw death looming over her, it was clear that only greater, more crushing despair awaited me. It would break me utterly, and I would end up abusing my people even worse than Barnier had. The best thing I could do for everyone was to end it all here, to step down off the stage. Morgana wanted release from her agony, and death was the only path she would find it down. My sickness was worsening by the day, and death the only thing that could cure me. I chose the Harvest Festival in part because it seemed like a fitting end, but more because with everyone distracted by festivities, they weren't as likely to notice the Lord had gone missing. As my final act of penance, I would find her somewhere with a gorgeous view to gaze upon as I took her life, somewhere you could see almost over the horizon, somewhere the sun shone bright and proud, somewhere that felt like you could see the world, and carrying the full weight of her enmity on my shoulders, the Lord too would meet his end, finding someplace beautiful for her to depart this life from. Was all I could do to ease her pain. All I could do to provide her a peaceful repose. All I could do to pay for all I had done. On the first morning of the Harvest Festival, townspeople swarmed the new church's grounds. When I arrived, there were wide smiles on everyone's faces, from the young to the old, from those here to partake in the church's charity to well-off churchgoers. Everyone was in good spirits. Whee! It's a festival! Look, everything's got flowers on it! Quite the impressive event you put together. The decorations are a bit on the thin side, perhaps, but for the church, any more and it starts looking garish. They can go ham all they want down in the square. You don't seem very enthusiastic. Why would I be? You spent so much time preparing for it, I assumed you would be more excited. Ha! As if. This is all politics, not fun and games. An effort to bring unity to my people, you could say. I don't understand you at all. How can you spend so much time doing something you don't enjoy? I don't give a rat's ass if you understand me. Fair enough. When I first met you, I thought money and power were all you desired. But I've come to realize that's not the case. I'm beginning to think you're hardly a bad man after all. I knew you were an idiot, but I didn't realize you were that foolish. How can you possibly say I'm not a bad man knowing all I've done? That's also fair. Hey, no running, kids. You're gonna get yourselves hurt. What's the big deal? Run with us, Marie. You shouldn't pull on people. That hurts. Good morning, Lord Barnier. Preparations are all complete here, and the stalls down the city are ready to open up as soon as you give the word. Thank you. I couldn't be more thrilled to be part of such a wonderful celebration. I'm glad to hear it. Are you well? You look a bit tired. It comes with the job. There's hardly a day I'm not exhausted. Well, don't work yourself too hard, Lord Barnier. It's important to get your rest. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I almost forgot. Would you like a flower, my lord? A flower? We made all sorts of flower accessories and we're giving them out to anyone who wants one. They do the same sort of thing at the Midsummer Festival, and I liked the idea so much I borrowed it. What do you say? I think this one would look lovely in your hair. I'll pass. That's a shame. And what say you, Mr. Bodyguard? Care for a flower? No. I... Go on, take it. Don't let their efforts go to waste. Very well. I'll take one then. May God smile upon you. Thank you. Well, see you later. And Lord Barnier, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Hey, you can have the day off. Go spend it with your nun. Why the look? I'm merely surprised you would show any consideration for your dog. Well, it is a special occasion, I suppose. Needless to say, watch out for yourself. You were assailed just last night. I didn't realize you were even capable of concern. It is a special occasion. Ha! We'll take care of our usual business this afternoon. Should be able to bring a little more food than the usual as well. Understood. Until then. Until then. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly thought he was gonna get the flowers because he couldn't get it last time at the Midsummer Festival. I figured he was gonna give it to her, and then, end her, and then himself. I've died and gone to heaven. There's sweets as far as the eye can see. Better hurry before they... Hey there, watch where you're going. Yes, Lord Barnier. I'm so very sorry. Well, if it isn't Mel's sister. Someone's a bit too wound up, it seems. I've never been to a festival before, so I'm terribly sorry for running into you. Please don't get upset at me. Don't worry, I'm not upset. So you never went to any festivals in your homeland? Well, no. I couldn't go to any because I was stuck at home all the time. I suppose you wouldn't be able to get out much and spread your wings as the daughter of a noble family, huh? Nope, not in the slightest. It's all dresses and manners and no time for fun. I'm surprised most people just don't get it. So I'm gonna spend all day celebrating with my Mel. That's what the festival's for, but don't go too crazy. I'm told you're not in the best of health. Yeah, but I'm feeling wonderful today, so I'll be fine. You look anything but, girl. The festival isn't just for one day, so if you find yourself feeling unwell, let someone know right away and then get some rest, understood? Yes, sir. Nelly, where'd you run off to? What business do you have with my sister? Dearest Mel? I'm begging you, don't hurt her. I'm not sure what this looks like to you, but I haven't touched her. What's gotten into you, dearest Mel? The Lord was just concerned about me. Concerned? Him? Not in 1,000 years. Mel, we take care of business this afternoon. Be at my study at noon sharp. Oh, okay. I'll be there. Aw, we can't have lunch together? Running a festival must be a lot of work. It's good to know that he still has like that little piece of heart left in him, because you can see it. I could hear the sounds of countless people making merry outside, but my mind was elsewhere. Envisioning the place I would take her to die, somewhere far away, somewhere with a majestic view. I wanted nothing more than to run off right then and there, but there were things I had to sort out before I could disappear. I delegated several days' worth of work to my attendants so the festival wouldn't fall apart without me. My mind may have already been made up, but it was still my responsibility as Lord to ensure everything ran smoothly so long as I remained on the throne. But all I could do after was pray that someone much more qualified, someone of actual royal descent, stepped in to take my place. And before I knew it, noon was upon me. As the bell chimed 12, the three of us climbed the observation tower. The plan was to deliver Morgana her food, then send the other two back outside, so I could take her somewhere far, far away. But when we opened the door, her spirit had already left her body. The witch killed her. The blood of the witch killed my sister. That wine you're drinking is no medicine. It's the blood of the witch. You're all drinking witch's blood. Ah! There goes another one. What's going on? We were told it was a miracle elixir. You're saying we've been drinking a witch's blood? Please, everyone, don't panic. There's supposed to be some kind of mistake. A mistake? A girl is dead because of this mistake. No, this whole thing was a sham from the very beginning. You and the Lord were working together, buying our favor with this rubbish. But please, calm down, everyone. Death to all, the devil's deceitful minions. Death, 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 death! Ah! Stop it, stay away from her, get back! Death to him too. Gah! That's what you get for coming in and making such a mess of our country, foreigner. Why are all these damn outsiders getting better treatment than the rest of us anyway? The Lord's a traitor to his own land. He doesn't deserve to be on the throne. We'll take this city back, free from his corrupted grasp. Death to the traitor! Okay, we're up to this point now. Morgana's death set off a chain reaction of hell and suffering. Perhaps it was fate, or intense animosity made manifest. All I knew for sure was what I could see, that the world was crumbling around me, and I watched through the observation tower's window. The first to go was Mel's sister, who had regularly partaken of the miracle elixir. She started vomiting blood, and shortly thereafter she was dead. Mel then broke down, revealing the truth about the elixir before stabbing himself in the throat. Oh. Fear and panic spread like a plague, breeding a desperate rage that found an outlet in the Saintess, the face of the church. The Far Eastern man dashed in to protect her from the mob, and soon a full-on battle broke out between supporters and opponents of the Lord. Actually, no, a battle would imply one side stood a fighting chance. It was closer to a riot, with anyone perceived to be on the Lord's side ruthlessly slaughtered. It was as though I was peering into a nightmare. There was no question who would come out victorious. It was a scene I had witnessed once before, but this time, I was on the receiving end. The illusory faith I had instilled in the people to distract them from their dissatisfaction disappeared in a wisp, and upon discovering it was all based on a lie, that dissatisfaction came flooding back stronger than ever. I could tell myself I always had the people's best interest in mind until I went blue in the face, but it didn't matter. I was a tyrant in their eyes. I turned away, and there lay Morgana's limp body. For a split second, I considered going over, leaning against the wall beside her, and taking my own life. With my foot hovering in the air, I swung my leg around, making my way toward the stairs. I had done enough to torment her life. I had done enough torment in her life, failing to even allow her to pass on peacefully. It would be cruel and disrespectful to force her to be with me, the man she despised more than any in the world, and death as well. And as I was still the Lord, having not yet stepped off the throne, the right thing to do would be facing the wrath that I wrought. For a second I wondered if maybe Lord Barnier had greeted us thinking the same thing. The revolution 4 years ago was also a foregone conclusion, but he didn't run. He stayed and waited for us to arrive. Perhaps it was partially pride, and partially that it was the only way out. We had lived as lords, we had ruled as lords, and when the time came to harvest the seeds we had sown, we would die as we had lived. When I reached the ground level of the tower, I could hear shouting and banging and stomping to the door. They were probably tearing the mansion apart looking for me. "Find him!" they cried. "Dethrone him!" they cried. "Burn him!" they cried. I felt slight pang of nostalgia as I listened to them, remembering when I had been in their position. All I had to do was open the door, and I would be dead in seconds. Okay, see, now this is actually coming back full circle, because in Mikkel's story, they had he was shown a memory where in the third door, he was with this girl, and yeah, as you know, they were being attacked from by the people outside the mansion, and it's very similar to this point too as well. So it's just crazy how we're seeing similarities to both Jacopo and Mikkel's situation. They didn't just have me vastly outnumbered. I had no intention of fighting. My life amounted to nothing. My people are all dying. Soon I'd be stripped of my title of the Lord of the Land, and not a thing would be left. It was all utterly meaningless. I killed everyone I ever cared about, even Morgana. There's not a single person. No, I didn't end up killing Maria. I guess that's something to be thankful for. I pray you live on. By all means, spend the rest of your life hating me, just so long as you live. Now off I go. I stepped out before my people, and a dozen bloodshot gazes snapped onto me all at once. I raised my hand in preparation to give them a few parting words, but lowered it again without saying anything. There was nothing for me to say anymore, nor did I have the willpower to produce the words. Dang, man. They impaled me from head to toe with sickles and pitchforks and all manner of deadly implements, and no longer able to support my own weight. I fell back against the door, sliding to the ground. Yep, it's pretty much, yeah, he and Mikkel have very similar deaths. They both were stabbed right outside their or more or less outside the mansion. I could feel the life draining from my body. Their voices grew faint. Were they shouting? Grieving? Cheering? I could no longer tell the difference. My consciousness quickly slipped away. As it did, flashes of memories whisked past. A child fighting to survive day by day. A young man with his head in the clouds, hell-bent on going out in the world. A crowd of friends hooting and howling in a pub. Girls at a brothel constantly teasing but always reliable. And you, at my side. I thought I felt a gust of wind, guiding Jacopo's mind toward one particular memory. I don't need to see the world. All I want is... I could hear her voice with incredible clarity, and after so many years, I finally figured out what she had said that day. I don't need to see the world. All I want is to find our home. Not long after we met, I told her that I thought we might come from the same region, and that perhaps if you went back far enough, you might find we even shared a bloodline. And she remembered. Nearly 3 years later, she still remembered that insignificant conversation, which was why she didn't want to see the world. She was more than happy to just find the land from which we came. I never needed to reign supreme. I never needed the favor of the masses. All I needed to do was go looking for that little pocket of tranquility. I stand before a gorgeous golden field. Flowers bloom all around, swaying in the warm breeze. Vaguely familiar faces smile and laugh. After a long, hard journey, we finally made it. There was no big, bustling city. No one dressed in extravagant clothing, but they would welcome us warmly. Welcome us as kin. It's a quiet land, not a trace of strife. They bask in harmony. Smiles on everyone's faces. Nevertheless, she's still afraid of how they might treat her. So I offer my hand. This is it. This is our home. As we draw closer to our home, her tense nerves seem to loosen, and she lets out a barely audible sigh. She slowly draws back the hood covering her. The soft light of the sun shining down to reveal for the first time her face. A beautiful girl stands there. So enchanting I find myself lost for words. A smile rises to her face, now free of the hideous marks that once covered it. A smile brighter than I've ever before seen. The lush fields stretching out behind her accentuate the glimmering gold of her eyes. I stand there, silently taking in the sight. Her braids flutter in the breeze. A sky blue as sapphire drapes the scenery. She isn't a witch here. She's an ordinary girl. And me, an ordinary boy. We have no power, no extraordinary abilities, and I can't think of anything more wonderful. But all the weight lifted from my soul. I give a soft sigh, looking her in the eyes, and then I chuckle, remembering something she once said. And you told me to prepare to be let down. Ordinarily, though we may now be, our banter remains unchanged. And I know, she's got a snarky response waiting to let loose. This is what I could have had if I'd made the right choices. What I wanted, more than anything in the world. The house in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence. Oh wow, so we reached the end. I believe. Let me see if there's anything else first. Oh, yeah, sure. I was trying to see if I could skip. Alright, well, if it's over, it's over. Guys, this part of the story has been incredible. Like, I already knew what I was getting myself into when I started this, because I already read it was supposed to be a prequel, or a semi-sequel of sorts. Thank you for playing. Alright, let's see if there's anything more before I continue on. God damn. Everyone's lost their freaking minds. I need to get the hell out of this city and fast. On the first day of the Harvest Festival, I got this crazy bad sinking feeling. So I went to check out the new church across the bridge. Some kind of riot or uprising or something had happened. But it was all finished by the time I got there. And not long after, the truth of what the Lord had been doing came to light. I wish I'd never heard a damn thing. I didn't need anyone to tell me he wasn't the guy I grew up with. But never in my wildest dreams had I imagined he was that far gone. All the time in the world wasn't enough to make sense of that. The valuable asset he had been storing in the observation tower was of all freaking things, the girl we'd looked after a few years back, Morgana. But the madness didn't end there. The witch with the miracle blood everyone had been talking about, that was her too. My mind was so scrambled I wasn't sure what to be most stunned by. but I had far less time to organize my thoughts or vent my frustration than I could have imagined. If I were smart, I would have left town the instant I learned the truth. After the riot, a strange sickness began spreading through the city. If you caught it, your skin would start turning black. Then before long, you'd be vomiting blood. Anyone who tried to treat it was infected themselves. The people called it the witch's curse. Get your heads out of the sand, there's no... I tried to say, there's no such thing as curses, but I couldn't bring myself to finish. As much as I wanted to believe it wasn't, I was starting to think that maybe the curse was real. Especially thinking back on the scene at the top of the tower. The heavy air in the chamber, her dead body's eyes wide open, the eerie glimmer in those eyes that I was pretty sure I had imagined. It was like I had stepped into another world, and I could barely keep myself vertical. If she really was a witch, then yeah, that scene was a pretty damn convincing argument in favor of the existence of her curse. It didn't matter that she was dead. And even me, the least superstitious girl around, was starting to consider it a possibility. So the people who had actually believed in the miracle elixir were freaking right the freak out. They had seen what the Lord had done to her, how much pain and suffering he had caused her. It was easy to believe she hated the world enough to curse it. That's what witches did after all, and the city was scared to death. First, they tried to seal the curse into the observation tower, but that didn't stop its spread. So next, they were after anyone who had known her in life, and punished them. Almost there. The forest isn't far. There she is. That's her. They discovered that the witch had taken refuge at a brothel a few years back, and it wasn't long before they linked me to it, making me their next target. None of us at the brothel had any idea Morgana's blood possessed that kind of power, but the more I tried to defend myself, the more they began to suspect me, thinking every word a ruse. The whole city had gone completely bat. It's right there. Like hell I'm gonna let them catch me. My arm. She's down, boys. Get her. No. Get off me. Get away from me. What the hell do you think you're doing? Wait. A bunch of men dragged me to the church and tossed me in the cellar. I could hear them shouting through the locked door. Oh witch, oh great witch, we offer unto you punishment for those who wronged and forsook you in life. So please, we beg of you, stay your anger. Have mercy upon us. Hey, have you lost your minds? I didn't do a goddamn thing to her. I never wronged her, and I sure as hell didn't forsake her. I didn't have any idea what that sick was doing to her. Oh great witch, please spare us from your wrath of your curse. Please have mercy on us who laid not our hands upon you. Oh witch, oh great witch. You're messed up in the heads, every last one of you. You're not accomplishing anything by putting me down here. So let me out, please. Let me out of here. Damn it, they really did. Just leave me here. The door's locked tight. I'm not pounding my way through this. Damn thing won't even budge. Something. There has to be something I can do. Hey, is anyone out there? Someone, let me out of here. I didn't do anything. How long have I been in here? I'm so freaking thirsty. Food. That'd be nice too. Someone, get me out of here. Please. I feel like my body's made of stone. I'm going to starve to death in here. You've gotta be kidding. Oh god, I feel sick. My everything hurts. Oh, she's coughing blood too? What? Is that blood? My blood? It's so dark. I never noticed. all the black patches on my skin. Why? The curse? But I never did anything to you. Why? Why would you curse me? Why, Morgana? What did I do? You didn't mean to, did you? It was just a little mistake, wasn't it? You can still take it back. There's time. Just take it off me. I didn't do anything to deserve this. I didn't do anything to deserve being cursed. Come on, spare me. This is all on his head, not mine. Is it because I didn't do anything? Is that it? Are you saying that I'm to blame too? Because I didn't do anything to stop it? Because I couldn't trust anyone but myself? That's asking way too much. How was I even supposed to know what was going on? I was up to my neck in my own stuff already. Come on, Morgana. Give me a little sympathy. Spare me from your curse. I can barely move my body at all. I feel like I'm all out of blood to cough up. I don't even have the energy to cry for help anymore. So this is how I go, huh? And when I'm gone, that means everyone's dead. I wonder what whoever finds my body will think. They'll probably think that I was one of them. Now wouldn't that be some real bull? Look at me. I know how to write. I'm a woman and a whore. I'm from the slums. But look at me. I can read and write. Pretty impressive, huh? Why? I forgot how I learned though. Oh, right. I had a friend who was doing some really important work. So I studied so I could help them out. If they ever needed anything, I'll make sure to write it all fancy and proper, so no one suspects it was written by a whore. See? I'd make a kick-ass aid. Who were they, though? I can't remember anymore. You hear that? I'm innocent. The sinners are the ones who lived here. It was all of them, not me. So if somehow there's something after this and our souls live on, please only curse them. They're the bad guys. It's all fault. Maria? Wake up, Maria. What? I've unlocked the door for you. Now get up. You don't want to be sleeping on that cold hard floor. Morgana? What? How? You're dead. Oh, I'm dead, am I? And you must be half asleep still. But now that's enough of that. Let's get you out of here, shall we? How? I can barely move. I think you'll find that untrue, my dear. Go on, stand up. You're right. I can move. And I feel better than ever. It's like I was just imagining all the pain. See? What'd I tell you? Now come, let's get out of this dreadful place. They're waiting for you. Huh? It's about time you showed up, boss. What? Yay, I'm so glad you're okay. I've been worried out of my mind. Jaren? I was told you were killed. Say, what? Do you really want me dead, that bad boss? Did I goof up on the job? No, I never said that. And you're a model worker too. I've always been glad to have you around. Maria said something nice about me. Must have been real rough in there, huh, boss? I can't believe all those bad men would just lock you up. It's not nice. How's the city doing? Have things cleared up? You can rest easy. Everything's alrighty. Oh, now. Righty-o now. Okay. I'm glad to hear it. You look like someone just pissed in your stew, girl. Where's that burning fire in your eyes? Hey there, I knew a little solitary wouldn't get the best of you, girl. Whoa, don't just stare. What, you think I was dead too? Like hell, ain't nothing in this whole damn world could take me down. I'm the crew's #1 for a good reason. That's right, you are, aren't you? You survived living as a slave in Barnier's Manor. There's not much that could kill you. Damn straight, ha! Don't you worry about nothing. As long as I'm around, nothing can touch our slums. Yeah, I believe you. So hey, if you're alive, does that mean? That it does. We're all alive. Every last one of us. You were never a morning person, but this is a bit ridiculous, don't you think? Jacopo. Is that really you? Is he really the same old Jacopo I used to know? What do you mean used to know? I'm the same Jacopo you've always known. But you became the Lord, and then you killed everyone. Do you really have that little faith in me? I would never kill any of you. You know that. Just look around. Does anyone look dead to you? Because they sure look alive to me. Whatever terrible dream you were having down there, Maria, it's about time you came back to reality. But look me in the eyes. Tell me I'm not the same Jacopo you've always known. No, you're definitely you. The same old friend I've always known. See? Was that so hard? Well, we got the whole gang here, so what do you say we go do something? Hit the pub, maybe? Oh, now that's a plan. We're well overdue for another drinking contest. Oh, I want in too. You're coming with us, aren't you, Morgs? I'm not comfortable in such lively places. Come on, just this once. We can sing together, even. Your voice will have the whole place enchanted in a snap. I won't be singing, but I suppose I can join you, this once. The chance doesn't come around often. Oh, come on, you never want to go when I ask, but you will if she does? You could be drowning and I still wouldn't agree to do anything you ask, so that's irrelevant. I'm not going because Jaren invited me, but for Maria. Will you join us? You bet your butt I will. I'm so glad. Oh, wow. What'd she write? So glad that everyone's alive. It was all a dream. Just a bad dream. I knew it. None of that could ever happen to us. Have a seat for me, guys. I'm coming. Wow, man. I had a feeling she was like delusional. What? And that's how it ends? Okay. Wow. Okay. I honestly don't know what's past this prologue. I don't know what Ascento Del is, or Happily Ever After, or even that question mark. I'm assuming I'm going to have to go through these two to unlock the question mark. But yeah, guys, the ending to this has been... We all knew it was coming, you know? Like, we knew this part of her story was never going to be any different, because we were told from the main story that her flashback, her sequence was terrible to begin with. And now that we've seen everything from their point of view, we now have a better idea as to what happened. And we can move on now with the next one, I guess. I don't know, I'll probably try out Ascento Del and Happily Ever After just to see what's about. But I'm fairly certain I'm going to continue on with Reincarnation afterwards. But we'll see. If anything else, guys, thank you all for watching. This, like I said, this has been like heart-tugging, man. Like, I love this series. Yeah, I love the whole story in general. It's just that, man, it doesn't give you much time to, like, you know, any breaks, because you're always feeling something. But if anything else, guys, we're going to continue on in the next one. So thank you all for watching.